it's my personal opinion that these sellers focused on the weakest and most susceptible members of our society.
This is Jim Tucker, an East Texan who's just one of the 90 defendants who claim they were defrauded out of their hard-earned and long-deserved retirement funds. He says he got in contact with Mill Creek Commercial Properties, a Utah-based company to develop a cash flow in his final years. Investors believed their investment into commercial space would generate returns several times higher than the rate of inflation. Tucker's investment is called tenant in common, a way for several people to invest in a property and earn income depending on the size of their share. The lawsuit against Mill Creek Commercial Properties includes a few buildings around Salt Lake, but tonight we're focused on this building on 98 South in South Jordan. Investors believe it was worth over $10 million and had a guaranteed tenant to rent for the next 20 years. The catch? The lawsuit says none of that is true. The defendants' lawyers claim the property is worth closer to $3.5 million. They say Mill Creek knew and grossly inflated prices before TIC investors bought in. We learned agents made commission on the sale, but investors weren't told until they were signing the dotted line. Some investors say they got suspicious when they received rent payments from the tenant even before they moved in.
I started kind of looking into it and had a lot of questions because immediately I looked up the Salt Lake County records and realized that building was only worth $2.3 million and they were selling it for over $10 million. So I brought that up to my sales agent and she informed me that the price of the building had nothing to do with the amount of money being that it was purchased for.
The funny thing, though, court documents say the tenant was a startup that never paid rent once.
I received eight checks, I believe it was. And then we were, told we didn't have, we never did have a renter in there. So that to me just feels really wrong.
But court documents evidence shows the memo line on their checks implied the tenant was paying. Turns out it was other investors' money, and the business they thought they invested in went up in smoke.
And we were receiving rent payments, but it turns out it was our own money that was being paid back to us as rent, but it was really our own money. I got a notice, kind of a nonchalant phone call or an email from the manager saying that the tenant had gone bankrupt and wouldn't be making any further payments.
But when investors came to the door to get their money back, they were told they're out of luck.
Additionally, painful is they said that our investment is not worth what we put in any longer. And so suffering that loss too, and it's just not recoverable.
I invested really my whole retirement. I'm 77 years old. I can't recoup that money. It was, supposed to take care of me for the rest of my days. I was counting on it. So, yeah, I'm still working.
Behind the pained smile, she says she just wanted to enjoy her retirement and leave something for her family, but that's now gone.
It was sold to me as hassle-free, it sounded great. It was exactly what I wanted. And then my plan was to leave after I'm gone to my daughter.
Although the victims now say they have to claw tooth and nail for any sort of compensation, they say they're now all in the fight together.
To see the group of people that's involved in this TIC group that we're in, fighting this fraud issue, scam, actually has been a blessing. It's made me feel quite a bit better because it's been quite a mental strain thinking about doing this.